Hi, my name is Sharon Ayalde. I am the Director of Community Engagement for OpenDP, and I'm excited to be with the co-authors of the newly released book, Hands-On Differential Privacy. So we'll go around the room and have them introduce yourselves and get our Q&A started. Ethan, you want to kick us off?
Sure. Thanks so much. Hi, my name is Ethan Cowan. I was a software developer with the OpenDP group from 2020 to 2022.
Hello, I am Mayana Pereira. I am a research scientist at the Microsoft AI for Good lab. I've been collaborating with OpenDP since 2020.
Hi, and my name is Michael Shoemate. I'm the architect for the OpenDP library. And I've got about 5 years working at OpenDP, developing some experience with implementing differentially private algorithms and collaborating with researchers to adapt their methods into the library. I also write learning resources for understanding differential privacy and how to communicate how these tools are used.
Great. Well, let's get the Q&A started with the first question and just tell us a little bit more about what is the book about?
Sure. So one thing that we've really focused on is promoting differential privacy to a broader community. And one reason we chose O'Reilly Publications in particular was that it's kind of the standard learning material in organizations around the world. You know, if you say, "Oh, it's the animal books," people really know what you're talking about, and it's kind of the standard delivery platform. And they have a new online platform as well that's heavily used. So the idea was basically how can we raise awareness of the OpenDP library to new potential users, deliver useful real world examples, and then also provide theory education as well.
And adding to that, when I met Ethan and Michael a while back, coincidentally, we were participating in a program called the Accelerator Program, which was a program between OpenDP and Microsoft, where OpenDP and Microsoft provided mentorship, library support, and some Azure credits for organizations across the globe. And these organizations would bring their own DP projects and we would collaborate with them to make these projects become reality. Through that process, we all learned that there was a lack of good books and documents in general, papers, that could help more general industry practitioner audience to get from, being a technical person that understands data science, statistics, probability, to someone that can actually apply DP in practice. So a lot of this book came from a lot of the ideas from this book came from that time when we were working with all these industry practitioners that were really looking forward to make DP a reality in their projects.
And I'll add on that some more. Like, what is this book about? Well, we really want to instill this mental model of what it takes to make a computation satisfy stability or privacy guarantees, and what does that mean? So we feel like the programming framework is a great a tool to do so. It gives you this really useful unifying perspective and makes it possible to introduce concepts that are really common in differentially private implementations and deployments and in a structured way. In my experience over the last 5 years, it's been so much easier to reason about how differentially private algorithms work when you can break it down into these little units and kind of explain them in isolation. And the framework is a great tool for that because you can assimilate many aspects of differential private theory into one unifying structure. So this book also lets us demonstrate how the OpenDB library can be used as a learning tool. and it's the first publication that uses the OpenDP library as a tool set. And so as you go through the book, you can see code examples and proofs that are in these little granular units and can be played with and introspected in isolation.
That's great. Maybe you could share a little bit more about how this book is different than what's currently available.
Sure. So in order to do that, I really would go back to sort of the genesis of the book, where the idea came from and why I thought it was a project worth pursuing. And largely that goes back to 2020 when I started working with the group. And when I was looking at the existing learning resources that were available, a lot of it was really academic papers. And that works really well for a lot of people, and particularly in the group, which was an academic research group. That's kind of the standard. That's the standard process. What I understood coming from industry was that without materials that cater more to that audience, it would be very difficult to educate people, not just on the mechanics of how to use the library, but also on why they should use that particular library, and then to take it a step further, why they should use DP at all. And that's a learning curve that needed to be kind of traversed, which was, okay, why do you actually need this? There's an education step of the importance of privatizing statistical releases, for example. And so I thought to myself that we should really write a book almost with someone like me as an audience, which is these people who work in industry or in organizations potentially outside of academia, who have decently heavy technical backgrounds, but have never done anything related to DP. I mean, I came in really cold when I started with the group. So to write something that not only explains the theory and the importance of the processes, but also the mechanics of how to actually do it.
And I think in addition to that, when all of us started talking about this project before it became a reality, a big thing for me from my side was having examples that could relate a lot to real world examples that I was seeing at my job, that I was seeing here at OpenDP. And I think the thought process was also having a book where, like I said before, this person that has all the necessary background could open the book, start reading about differential privacy, understand the techniques, but more than that, have these projects and these chapters where we're talking about real world problems that they can follow, understand the importance of adding privacy to those kind of data releases, how to do it, and by the end of the book, being confident that they can do it using the OpenDP library. As part of my job nowadays with Microsoft AI for Good Lab, a lot of what I do is to provide solutions, not only in differential privacy, but also AI, but in general, provide solutions for NGOs and other external organizations that will have lots of smart people, but not necessarily ADP expert. And a document like this, a book like this, would be very interesting for, especially for me, but also for other people to have as a guide, and have people having this one place to go when necessary.
This is all great. Finding the book is obviously going to be really important. How can people find the book online, or is it available now? Mike, could you share?
Yeah, it's absolutely available now. There's O'Reilly digital online platform, and then you can also get it off of Amazon. And then we also have another platform you might want to talk about, Sharon.
Sure. I mean, so first and foremost, thank you so much for participating in this very quick Q&A. And as a plug for the 2024 OpenDP community meeting, the first 100 registered attendees that are going to be in person in Boston at Harvard University is going to receive a hard copy free when you're on site, and you might be able to meet the authors. all thanks to Microsoft. So thank you all for your time. Excited for the book. Congratulations. And don't forget to register for the OpenDP community meeting that's next month in August. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Sharon.